Hey everyone, it's Alec. Friday night. I hope everyone had a good week. I had an absolutely insane week. It was pretty crazy this week. But all good, and I hope you are all doing well out there in YouTube land. Um, Tonight's going to be a short episode. It's going to be an hour rather than 2 hours. Don't have any guests this week. I tried to get Aaron Eisenberg on, but he was busy. Aaron, who of course played Nog in Star Trek Deep Space Nine. I haven't talked to him about it much, but he's like one of my favorite characters in Star Trek. And I thought he had just an amazing story arc. And hello all, we're light tonight, I see, but that's okay. I know you all want a special guest. You don't want to have to listen to me. So that's Eccleston Angel. How are you? My fave. I just got back from Charleston last night, as a matter of fact. Hope I Silver Bullet. How you doing, Michael Carter? All our regulars seem to be on. I'll see Michael Weir, but hope you guys are doing great. Who else we got? James Bond. James Bond is here. So I feel safer already. Dave G Sound, hey man. Who else we got? A lot of regulars. It's good to see you guys. Herb Bluntman, how you doing? And so what's up this week? Hopefully you guys saw part one of the 2-part Orville episode, which was amazing. It was great. Now I think part 2 came out. We're not going to talk about it. 1, I didn't watch it. 2, it's not on my on-demand, so I tried to watch it this afternoon, and I was like, not there. And I talked to JP Poole, tried to get him on, but JP is great. JP is smart. He's on date night. Every Friday night, he takes his lady out, and God bless him. He's really smart for doing that. Crystal will be back home soon, and she and I are going out. That's why this is only a 1-hour episode rather than our usual 2 hours. Plus, you don't want to hear me talk for 2 hours. It's just me. So, but all good. So JP Poole said part 2 was like one of the best hours of sci-fi he's ever seen. JP loves Orville, so we'll see. But let's face it, Orville is kicking ass this year, right? Season 2 is doing great. Also, let's see. Oh, MP Graphics says it blew his mind. Hulu. Is it on Hulu, Eccleston? I will check it out. Yes, I do have Hulu, so I didn't know it was on. And thanks, Silver Bullet. I appreciate you saying that you just want to hear me talk. So all good. So what's happening? So I'm going to get some more info. So as many of you know, I've talked about, I coach for a volleyball club in Charleston, South Carolina. I used to coach professionally. I literally got out of law school in 1984. In 1987. I graduated in 87. Passed the bar in February of 88. And the week after I passed the bar, I got offered a job to coach at USC, University of Southern California, which had just come off a national championship. So as a East Coast volleyball coach, to get the chance to coach at USC was mind-boggling. I was like the first East Coast coach ever to coach, East Coast junior coach ever to coach, get a job for a major school on the West Coast. So it was awesome. And we won a national championship in 1990, finished second in 91. I coached with the U.S. national team. I coached with the Greek national team. Oh, there's our Patreon. This must have popped him on to tell everyone. Please go to our Patreon. I'll tell you more about that shortly. But anyway, I coach volleyball. I coached with the Greek national team, the U.S. national team. I coached in 2 world championships. It was the best 4 years of my life. I made like no money, but it didn't matter because I had the best time ever. Coached again in 96, 97. I've won a junior Olympic championship. So yeah, it was a great part of my life. I took 20 years off from coaching while I became an entrepreneur, basically. I basically started a couple technology companies. I started ProtWorks, and I didn't coach for 20 years. And then last year, moving back to Atlanta, I said, let me get back into this. And so don't worry, Steve Edwards, I'll tell you about Axanar. So anyway, I'm coaching. I drive down on Tuesdays, and I drive back Thursday nights. So that right then and there, that's a big disruption to the middle of my week. So I bracket it with Real Trek on Fridays, and on Mondays, Axanar Confidential. Hopefully you guys talk. You guys know about Axanar Confidential. So let's talk real quickly about this, about our Patreon campaign. So Patreon. On Patreon, you donate a little bit every month. So you can donate $2. You can donate $5. We got $10, $20. You get like extra things. And if you look on the right there, you can scroll down and see what, like, if you give $2 a month, what do you get? Well, you get all, we've been posting things like there's a new patch coming out, which we'll talk about. We'll talk about the new patch a little bit. It's technically not related to Axanar, which is actually good because that means we can give it away in the fundraiser. And I'm gonna upload. I will upload that for you guys here, so we can talk about that. I'm going to talk about also where. Anyway, Patreon. Go to Patreon, Aries Studios. Look it up. Please donate because look, you can give $2 or $5 a month. How many times do you? I want to sound like NPR now. Like how many times a month do you watch this show? So help us make this show because every dollar from the Patreon campaign goes directly into the studio, which costs us $4,000 a month. So right now, between the Patreon campaign and the YouTube campaign, we make about $3,000 a month, which is awesome. That means Alec only has to put in $1,000 of his own money. I would rather be spending that $1,000 on Axanar, but right now I gotta spend it on the studio. So that's what the Patreon campaign is, and it's awesome. And people are seeing the blueprints before anyone else. They're seeing videos before anyone else. They're seeing our patch designs before anyone else. I do special videos that are only available on the Patreon campaign. Matter of fact, we're going to do one this weekend, which is just going to be me and whoever from whatever level it is on the Patreon that gets the access to the videos. I think it's $5 a month. We're just going to have a special video. It's just going to be you guys and me. So that's it. So that's what the Patreon campaign is, and I hope you guys will all join in and be a part of it. It's pretty damn cool. Let's see. I want to show you this now. So here's the thought. Here was my thought. I'm gonna download this image and put it up for you guys. So we were just talking. One of the things we talked about was having hospital ships, right? In Axanar. Like, it's a big battle. It's war. There needs to be hospital ships. At least that was my idea, that there needs to be hospital ships. Just like we have hospital ships, now. So in a war, sick bay gets a little overrun. And, once you finish with a battle, where do you take the wounded? Do you treat them in your own sick bay, or do you take them to a starbase? What if there's no starbase nearby? What if it's a big battle? What if it's a fleet? There should be a hospital ship with a fleet, just taking care of all the wounded in any major battle. So that was kind of the thought, right? And we thought, as we thought about these things, as we thought about, well, what would that look like? Like, what would that be? And so as I was thinking of this, one of the hospital ships that we've only seen one hospital ship, really, one medical ship in Starfleet. And it was the one Beverly Crusher was commanding in All Good Things, right? We all remember that one. And it was like, it was a futuristic version of a Daedalus, basically. So in doing this, I was like, oh yeah, well, what about that? What about, let me add this in here because I didn't add it in before. What about that? Well, I'm gonna have to. Okay, now I'm back. So I thought about that. I thought, well, what about the Daedalus class, right? What are these ships doing at this time period, right? They're all Romulan War era ships, and I'm gonna show you this. Boom, boom, boom. Let's shrink this down so you can actually see it. So we shared this today with all the Patreons, and I'm going to share it with you now since they already got first looks. This is kind of like the beginnings of a patch that we're going to be offering to like a Starfleet MASH, Michael Carter says. Yeah, exactly. Starfleet MASH. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. Olympic. Yeah, HMS Olympic was hospital. Yeah, there you go. Oh, Dave G Sound hits it early with a $5 super chat. Talk about your dog rescues. What do you think about incorporating that mentality into Star Trek? David, I'm going to talk about that not right now. So I'm going to answer your question. It's going to be a little later. Okay. So right now we're talking about this Daedalus class. And so there you go. So this is the beginnings of a patch. Mark Payton, who's one of our artists, who's done a ton of work for us so far. He's doing really good work. I talked to him. He's like, oh, I want to. He showed me a patch he did, and he thought it was great. And I said, yeah, okay, I said, I love that patch. And anyway, I won't tell you about that patch, but I said, why don't you do a patch for us? And he's like, oh, what do you think? And I said, and I've been working with someone else who wants to do, and we've been talking about the Daedalus class. Like, okay, these are old. These are, the Daedalus is like a Liberty ship from World War II in my mind. If you know what a Liberty ship was, it was basically the basic merchant marine ship in World War II. Carried cargo, and there were thousands of them. Someone tell me how many they were. Look it up, see how many there were. Anyway, and they were ubiquitous, and they were used forever. I think they were used through Vietnam. I don't know. But, and if you're in San Francisco, there's a whole fleet of them in mothballs there. So I said, you know what? Think about it. Think about war. Think about what's going on. And as I thought about it, I said, you know what? Daedalus class. There were a ton of them made. And that would have been, they basically showed it to us in All Good Things that there was a future version of a Daedalus that was a hospital ship. How did that start? Well, it started because they took the Daedalus class out of mothballs and made them hospital ships back in the 4 Years' War. And that was the genesis of it. And so here you go. Eccleston Angel says her dad was in Vietnam. Ask him about it. It depends what branch of the service he was in. So Mark Payton took a crack at it. This is what he's got. It's fascinating. It's really, it's a good look. It's obviously not finished, but I kind of art directed him a little bit. He came up with this. It was great. Mark's awesome to work with because you can say, change this, and he does it. Yeah, exactly. MP Graphics has it exactly. Why this shape? Because they needed a lot quick and they were in mothballs, right? So you had all these ships in mothballs or whatever they were doing with them. And they were like, listen, we need a hospital ship. And we don't have time to build one because we're too busy building warships. So they built a Daedalus class, and there you go. So that's the whole idea behind it. So I hope you like that. That's I thought that's a really cool design here. We will do this. I will add that to this, and I'm going to add it to just so you guys can see. Whoop, let's shrink that down, and I'm going to put it in the lower corner here. All right. So there you go. So that was one thing. I'm going to listen, guys, tonight. I'm going to keep looking at my screen here to see what you guys are saying because I want to make sure I keep you guys engaged. There's two in the U.S. Navy. This is Kevin King telling us the U.S. Navy ship Sea Comfort, or maybe it's just Comfort, and the U.S. Navy ship Mercy. Wasn't the Hope a hospital ship too? And Rod Pruitt says a model of one was in Cisco's office in DS9. Yes, there was. I actually own that. I'm a huge Cisco collector. I think I've told you that. I'll start bringing out my Cisco collection. Let's see. Oh, Jeff Fagan says Orville was pretty awesome last night. I bet it was. So there you go. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you here. Okay, here's the other thing I want to show you. And bear with me one second. I am going to... we're going to go back to this window. Yeah, we're going to go back this window, and I'm going to add another image for you guys. A new one, and it's going to be this image, which I think you will all enjoy, which I have shared with people today. Boom! There you go. That is a storyboard. It's a very basic one. It's a proof of concept. It's not what's actually the director is actually using. But one of our 3 storyboard artists just sent me something. He said, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And it didn't even have our ships in it. It was like using like an Akira class and some other things he picked up, but it was all proof of concept, right? So so there you go. So this is what happens is a director uses storyboard artists to help him tell the story to the way he visualizes it. And then he takes that and then he may use that with the VFX department, or he may use it to, for the director of photography, the DP. So that's one. So that's the other thing that we've been doing. So storyboards, we're in the middle of storyboarding. Last week we had Paul Jenkins on Axanar Confidential. This week we have Steve Jepson, Admiral Slater. He's going to be on Axanar Confidential, and he's great. I love Steve. I hope you will all join us for that, because Steve's just an awesome guy who did an awesome role. I'm going to dig out his original video, to play Karn, his tryout, his audition video to play Karn. It was great. It was really great. And then we got Richard Hatch, and I was like, sorry, Steve, I got Richard Hatch to play Karn. I was like, but I'm going to take care of you. And so then we needed an admiral. I was like, I know the perfect admiral. This is the guy. Steve Jepson looks like an admiral. So that's why he's Admiral Slater. So we're going to talk about that on Monday. Spend a couple hours with Steve. He's awesome. You'll love it. So there we go. Liberty ships were used in World War II to transport cargo from U.S. to Britain. They were gone by Vietnam. Okay. Thank you, Eccleston. And Eccleston, you need to let me know what your real name is, since I don't know it. Because Eccleston Angel is a lot to pronounce every single time. Let's see what else we got. Okay, so let me catch up on some super chats. Michael Weir, our favorite donor. I'm sorry, guys. He's just out of this world. Thank you, Michael, for your $20. I cannot thank you enough. Oh, by the way, Michael, did you get your sword? Let me know. Liberty Ship. Also, you... Hey, listen, here's another thing. Here is tonight, with every super chat that Michael Weir donates, I will match. Go nuts, Michael Weir. Oh my God, Michael Carter and Michael Weir head to head for the championship of Axanar super chat donations. You guys are, I love you guys. You guys are so awesome. You guys are great. So thank you so much. I'm going to have to figure out something nice to do for you guys. Here's another thing. If you're an artist, whatever you do, storyboard, key art, sketching, whatever. If you want to help out, if you think you can help out Axanar, you let me know. Because we're producing it. When we're done, we're producing an amazing The Art of Axanar book, which isn't banned by guidelines, and it's totally legal, so CBS can't say anything about it. And we're going to have just all this amazing art we've collected over the past few years. And there's just so much great stuff, and we're going to put it in book form. And you're going to love it. So if you want to be part of it, if you have something to contribute, let me know. Just like Michael Payton here does amazing work. Val. Okay. Eccleston Angel. Val. Okay. Hey, Val. I assume it's short for Valerie. Lynn Marie Panzerino, another one of our favorites. Thank you so much for showing up. Okay. Well, thank you, Jonathan Lane. Put in the link to the Patreon. Please go there. And listen, $2 a month. $5 a month. If you give it $20 a month, you become what we call a de Medici, like the de Medicis of ancient Florence, who were they basically the patrons of art in Italy. So we have special things for the de Medicis, like the USS Ares Officers Lounge on Facebook, where we post stuff and we chat, and it's a cool place just to chat with your friends. But Michael Weir is like, throws down the gauntlet and says, oh yeah, Michael Carter, match this. Bam, $50 for Michael Weir. You guys are crazy. Michael got the t-shirt. Great. And hopefully it fits Michael, because Michael's a larger guy, and he got like our 5XL shirt, t-shirt. So Michael Weir, Michael Carter, head to head, who will survive? And Michael, did you get this? Did you get the sword? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about what an amazing guy you are. I want to know if you got the sword yet. Oh wait, I didn't send the sword out. I sent you the t-shirt out. Okay, I got to send you the sword out. Thanks. That's right. It's still at the studio. We'll talk about that next week. I'll ship that out Monday. I'll ship that out. Okay. Are you drawing elements from historic naval battle? Kevin King asks, are you drawing elements from historic naval battles? Kevin, that's a tough one. Not really. I am a big fan of historic naval battles. I play World of Warships, which, if you know what that game is, if you don't, Kevin King, you should be playing it, because we have a whole group of guys from Axanar who play World of Warships. I'm a big fan of naval history, specifically World War II. And I know there were some great naval battles in World War One, like Jutland. I know you pronounce it Jutland. That's the wrong way to pronounce it. It's Jutland. But as anyone knows, my two favorite war movies are Patton and Midway. So Midway was a big inspiration for me, but not necessarily in the tactics. It's more the scope, right? So I spent a lot of time. So basically what happened when I was writing the Axanar script was I wrote the first three acts, and then I took like 9 months to write the fourth act. I was researching space battles. Who did it? I read David Weber's. I read the first three Anna Harrington books. So anyway, yeah. So no specific battle gives me more traditional Trek. Oh, why the live stream went offline? Oh, there it is, back again. I don't know why the live stream all of a sudden the screen went blank, and it said the live stream went offline. I don't know why. Glitch at YouTube. Anyway, so I'm loved Midway. The Bedford Incident. Oh, Enemy Below, classic. Kevin, classic. Matter of fact, David Gerald told me to watch The Enemy Below. Yeah, and let me make sure I get all chat here. Dave Gorman is currently playing the BB class New Mexico. Okay. Yeah, a Bedford Incident. Ooh, that is a rough movie. That's a really intense movie. Really intense. As a kid, that ending haunted me. It really did. It's like On the Beach. Oh, I kind of spoiled it for you guys. If Neville Shute, famous author, wrote On the Beach. Yeah, that's another movie where you're like, at the end, as a kid, you're at the end and you're like, okay, I'm spoiling it for you guys. All right, I won't spoil it for you guys. Go watch On the Beach. Go watch The Bedford Incident. The endings are just, they're heavy. And they're both amazing movies. On the Beach, Gregory Peck, Anthony Perkins. I forget who the female lead was. Fred Astaire. Great movie. They did a remake with Armin Asante. Bedford Incident, Sidney Poitier, Richard Widmark, and Kurt Jurgens plays the German. Is it Kurt Jurgens? Oh, maybe I'm wrong about that. Someone IMDb that. Bedford Incident, great movie. Great movie. Yes, naval warfare is a thing of its own, and so yeah, the more you understand it, the more you appreciate it, the more it can seep into your works. The way the captains react, the way a ship is set up, things like that, right? Okay, you guys are on fire with your super chats. Let's see what we got. Lonnie Bush, $10 super chat. Hey, ask me a question when you super chat, guys. I want you to feel like you're getting your money's worth. Michael S. Carter, torpedo loaded and bam! $50. You guys are on fire. You guys are great. So Michael and Michael are just kicking ass right now. Thank you so much. Dude, there's Lonnie Bush's Civil Air Patrol. Yes, Mark, agree. Mark Holm, I agree. It's Doomsday Devices jamming all subspace frequencies. Those two movies are like 50 years old, so I'm going to spoil it. What was that? Everybody, yeah. Final Countdown. Yeah. Final Countdown, though, is ultimately unsatisfying. Although the ending is cool, the ending is cool. Kind of saw that coming, but it's cool. I really like it. Catherine Ross, Tony Ferrantino, right? And Kirk Douglas. Who doesn't love Kirk Douglas? God, he's a legend. He's a legend. That's a great movie. Final Countdown is just a great soundtrack, right? Who doesn't like seeing F-14s against Zeros? Yeah, great movie. Although that's basically science fiction, or fantasy, so it's not naval warfare per se. God, what is going on? Hold on, guys. I show that I am streaming, but for some reason, YouTube is hanging up. So I'm just going to keep going. You'll catch up when you do. Sean Lane says, saw a video where the guy was ranting about you, Alec. Yeah, because we don't need to talk about that. But basically, if anyone knows me, I'm a straight shooter. I'm a person that believes in equal rights for people and victims' rights. And when people go victim blaming, I get really pissed off. And there's people right now victim blaming and trying to cover up for a sexual predator, and it doesn't wash with me. And I'm very vocal, and my girlfriend's very vocal. And my girlfriend's a victim of sexual harassment in Hollywood, like serious, like Harvey Weinstein level sexual harassment. So when the whole thing with Vic Mignogna came down, Vic Mignogna, Star Trek Continues, who has been nothing but bad mouthing Axanar for years. My girlfriend has a friend who was groped when she was underage by Vic Mignogna. And so I had no problem speaking up against the people who are victim blaming and victim shaming and claiming it's all a witch hunt and a hoax. No, it's not. There are dozens, if not hundreds of people coming out claiming victim, and it has been the open secret in the anime industry for a dozen years. So there's no surprise there. So anyway, that's why someone saw my video, which Chris and I are redoing, and kind of got offended. So too fucking bad, dude. Let's see. Old guy with a law degree, and you're like a 20-year-old kid who does anime, and you think you know what the fuck you're talking about? Shut up and go away. All right, Silver Bullet 1620. What's the 1620 stand for, Silver Bullet? $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. Have you ever read the Star Trek Deep Space Nine comic Aaron Eisberg wrote for Nog by Malibu Comics? No, I didn't. But dude, find it and send me the title. Send me the issue number. I will read it. I gotta read it before I get Aaron on the show. Also, you know that Andrew Robinson wrote the book on the origin of Garak for pocketbooks, A Stitch in Time. Right? It's amazing. So you guys got to check that out. All right. Let's see. So thank you very much, Silver Bullet. Eccleston Angel Val, thank you. $5 super chat. I love you, Alec, and we'll stick up for you. You are awesome. You are awesome. I love you. Thank you so much. I think Kirk Douglas, yes. Now, so James Bond says Kirk Douglas has been accused of rape by some people. Is it rape or was he accused of sexual harassment? Because technically two different, or sexual assault, right? Those are really three different categories. I don't know, and you'll know I'll never defend that. But I don't know. And the guy's in his 90s right now. So and he suffered a stroke and stuff. So I don't know enough about the Kirk Douglas case, but I'm certainly not going to ever victim blame or say they're lying or any of that shit. See what happens. Okay. Roberto Allison, thank you very much. You are fine. Your stream is very good. Fight for their rights. Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying that. Listen, if there's one thing you know about me, I love Star Trek. I love it. Like you guys do. Like we're here. There's 60 of you here. We're having a little Friday night get together, right? And because we love Star Trek. Another thing you probably know, I got a big mouth. Matter of fact, 30 years ago, I almost married a girl. And we were in love and we were having issues. So we went to couples therapy. And at the end, the therapist said to me, she said, Alec, you have an incredibly strong sense of justice. You also don't mind speaking your mind. She said, there are going to be times when those two things together are going to get you in trouble. Yeah, and it's true. And, if there's a segment, listen, I've lost a couple fans over the past couple weeks because I've called them out on their victim shaming and their victim blaming and denying the whole thing happened. And I'm like, well, bullshit. There's hundreds of victims. There's dozens and dozens of people who have come forward. Oh, what's all a witch hunt? Oh, there's no... Anyway, I don't want to talk about it, but I will always stand up for the victims. You always stand up for the people who cannot stand up for themselves or who are being bullied. And victims are being bullied right now, and that's bullshit. Kevin King, Axanar's goal, let the haters hate. Yes, exactly, that's right. Yeah, I got upset today with some of my very good dear friends because they were spending a little too much. There was a little too much negativity and like, hey, I'm always like, here's all the great stuff that's happened. You know, Herb Lumpman, you just missed the conversation. Mecha Random 42 is a YouTuber who went off on us. Well, she and I had an argument. We had an argument in private on Twitter, in a private Twitter message, not public. And she claimed I bullied her. Bullshit. I left the conversation, right? She could have told me to shut up at any time and I would have left. But she took it and tried to turn it into her YouTube channel. And, oh, Alec bullied me. Bull fucking shit. I didn't bully you. Here's a woman who's been attacking victims of sexual harassment and sexual assault, who's been calling them liars and heathers and saying it's a witch hunt. And I bullied her? That's bullshit. Anyway, and then she went on a rant on one of her live shows and went on this incredible rant, right? Calls Crystal stupid and a slut. Just accuses me of, it's ridiculous. And she got her ass kicked and shut up. And you know she's not talking about me anymore. There's a reason for that. I don't bully anyone. You want to argue? Look, if you want to defend your practice of attacking victims of sexual harassment, I went to law school. I'm going to argue with you. All right? If you don't want to argue, say, Alec, I don't want to argue, and I'll go away. But if you're going to give me your bullshit lines, I'm going to argue with you because I know how to argue. Part of being a lawyer is being very passionate about what you believe. Okay, Alex, 1620 AM stands for the radio station I worked at. Oh, Silver Bullet, very cool. AM radio. I'm old enough to know what that is. Yeah, Midway is one of the best naval warfare movies, X-Talk says. And you know, of course, that they're remaking it. One of my friends is Peter Shinkoda, who is the ninja in Daredevil. He is playing Genda, Air Group Commander Genda. So I'm very excited about that. Can't wait to see him. Anyway, so yeah, excited to see the new Midway because the old Midway is awesome. I mean, look at that cast in the old Midway, guys. That is an amazing movie. Henry Fonda, Charlton Heston, right? Not Richard Widmark. Winds of War. Robert Mitchum, right? Edward Albert. Toshiro Mifune playing Yamamoto. It's just loaded with great actors. Loaded. It's a great movie. Yeah, and it also makes you realize how lucky we were. Let's see. I thanked our super chatters. I bet you're old enough to know what UHF TV was too, Alec. Yes, Scott Gavin. I do know what UHTV was too, and had to struggle with that. Old Code says, new Midway, cool. Hope they do better than they did with Pearl Harbor. Yeah, well, you know, Pearl Harbor, right? So Pearl Harbor is an interesting movie. Michael Bay, right after Armageddon, right? So it's a very Michael Bay-ish movie. There's a lot of bullshit in that movie that I can't stand. I hate the love story. It's just ridiculous. There's Crystal. Crystal just came home. Hi, Crystal. She's looking gorgeous as always. We're going out to Ted's Montana Grill for dinner. Anyway, where was I? What was I talking about? Midway and then, Pearl Harbor. So think Pearl Harbor, actually, if they took out the love story bullshit, right? And they took out a lot of the stuff that really, you know, was a little exaggerated, like that whole thing at the airfield with, you know, there's a lot of really good stuff in that movie, right? There's a lot of really good stuff. So it would be a worthy remake of Tora Tora Tora. So yeah, we can talk about that. Let's see what else we got, guys. You guys are on fire tonight. Rules of diplomacy. Okay, I'm gonna find that. Thank you so much. Dale says, "Do the Japanese still lose?" I'll tell you Monday night, Dale. Dale and I are going to a little military history seminar Monday night. We're really excited about. We're gonna go have a nice dinner. Crystal's coming along. They're remaking Midway. Yes, Kevin King, they are remaking it. And yes, the Japanese, I'm sure, will still lose. Cliff Robertson. Yes. Robert Wagner. Right? Hal Holbrook. I mean, Midway had every great actor in Hollywood was in Midway. It's amazing. Yeah, I love that movie. Love it. And of course, what was Charlton Heston's character's name? Captain Garth. Oh, God, you got to love that movie. Oops. I was just reading. Okay. So Midway was the best one. Parts were good, but the love triangle made me puke. Yeah, I agree. Echoes and Angel says, Alec, my full name is Her Serene Highness Valerie Ann von Hohenzollern Muir. Wow. Is that really your name? I'm not going to complain about Eccleston Angel anymore, I guess. Or am I? Roberto Ellison, he did 35 years in law enforcement, 30 years as a police officer. Thank you for your service, sir. We really appreciate it. Much obliged. Toro is a great movie. Yes. I didn't think it was as good as Midway. Although in Toro, they spoke Japanese and had subtitles. In Midway, they dubbed it. So I kind of like the speaking Japanese and then have subtitles, because Japanese is listen, it's a fascinating language to listen to and to hear people speak. So I love it. I'm all for the Japanese language. Not that I watch anime, but if I did, I'd watch it with subtitles. I wouldn't watch a dub. As Stogie under Axanar saying, Alec coaches young girls and loans out his studio to young female directors. He gets a little overprotective. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm an old school gentleman. That's the way my dad raised me, right? I'll tell you one of the lessons I learned as a kid. My brother and I were both in high school, and we were out at the Park Lane Hotel in New York, great restaurant, right on Park Avenue South, and eating with mom and dad. We ate out every Wednesday in New York City. And I'll never forget this. There was an older lady sitting alone eating. And my dad called our waiter over and said, would you ask that lady if she would like to join my family for dinner? And the waiter went over, and as it turns out, she was just leaving. She stood up and she came over and she thanked my father for inviting. She said, thank you very much, but I finished, but I really appreciate the offer to dine with your family. And my dad stood up when she came to the table, and she left. And my dad sat down and looked at my brother and I and said, boys, when a lady approaches the table, you stand up. And we did for the rest of our, as long as we've lived. That's like a thing. And I remember that lesson very clearly. So when a lady approaches the dinner table, you stand up. Okay, when you're out at a restaurant or something. Anyway, Glenn Ford, great as Pa Kent, right? How great was he as Pa Kent? Watch the new Space Battleship Yamato Season 1. Is it a new anime? I don't know. I saw the live action Yamato. It was pretty good. Midway was the first movie. MP Graphics says, Midway was the first movie my dad took me to, just the two of us. So if it comes out, we'll have to take my 85-year-old dad and go see it. There you go. And then you got to report back to us on that. That's classic. 30 Seconds Over Tokyo. Awesome movie. Where Eagles Dare. Patton. Dirty Dozen. Dirty Dozen, also known as Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Right? That's basically a Dirty Dozen. I love Rogue One. I told you guys before. So, okay, I think we've caught up here now. We've caught up with the super chats. You guys are awesome. Bringing on Star Trek. Oh, God. Okay, let's talk about Star Trek for a little bit. Discovery. I just saw episode 5. I have not gotten to 6 and 7, but I'm going to. And I liked it. I liked it, guys. I'm sorry. There's stuff I hate. I still hate the bullshit about the prime timeline. Okay, you know I hate that. And there's things that are kind of a little too cutesy. But I'm kind of digging season 2 on Discovery. That's just the way it is. All right? I think you should watch it. Episode 5, really interesting. Probably the one thing that had me screaming at the screen was when they used the spore drive and the rings on the saucer section go. Excuse me, what the fuck is that? Really, guys? The rings on the, and it's not the outside of the saucer's not turning because the windows, the ports stayed still. It's the ring on the inside, which makes no fucking sense at all. That is bad writing. That is bullshit. I don't know who the hell thought of that, but you should not be allowed to make, decisions about starships anymore, because that was stupid and ridiculous and pointless, and it would never. I mean, I can live with the spore drive. It's an interesting concept. I I appreciate the chances the writers took with the Spore Drive. Okay. Even though they may have ripped it off from someone else. Okay. I could be, but the rotating ship, that's bullshit. Hey, to be bopper, don't diss Stargate. I love Stargate. I love it. Star Trek says, you spin me right round, baby, like a record, right, baby, right round. Yes. Wow. That's a deep cut. That's back in the 80s. So, Michael Weir. Bam! Michael Carter. Michael Weir says, match this, bitch. $100 super chat. Oh my God. Andy says, and he's got the best comment of the night, it should be known as the Space Pizza Cutter. I hear they got season 3. Yeah, we're going to talk about that in a second. So Michael Weir is on fire with a $100 super chat. Okay. What are we sending Michael? Which I haven't sent him already. Holy crap, Michael. I got to find something to send you for $100. I'm going to send you something nice. I'm going to send you something nice. Let's see. Jeff Fagan, I kind of agree with this Stargate comment, I assume, but it's basically a more successful version of what Stargate Universe was supposed to be. Hey, listen, Stargate Universe was really good. I liked it. I really liked it. And I was really bummed it didn't last. Stargate 1, Stargate Atlantis, Stargate SG-1 rocks. Yeah, okay. X-Talk says, CBS should drop Discovery and just get you on board for a full-on Axanar series. Guarantee it will mend fences with the fans and will be a huge success. Thank you, X-Talk. They shouldn't drop Discovery. Well, first of all, they've renewed it for season 3, okay? A lot of us thought, how the hell are they going to justify renewing for season 3? I have no idea how they're justifying it. That's their problem. I'm happy they've renewed it. Again, all right? All the problems with it, all the bullshit of Discovery, all things where they've shot themselves in the foot. Season 1 sucked, blah, 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 all the different stuff, whatever. Season 2, if season 2 was as bad as season 1, I'd be with you guys telling you, hating on Discovery. Well, maybe not hating because I'm not a hater, but I think season 2 is done a great job to redeem them. Captain Pike has done a great job to redeem the show. I wish they would give him more time. It's tough that he wrapped. I'm guessing they're not going to bring him back, which I think is a mistake. Yeah. So anyway, season 3, God bless them. They figured out how to do it. We'll see what the budget is, but I guarantee it's not 150 million next year. And also, let's face it, they had to bring it back because they had to save face. If one thing CBS is all about, it's saving face. That's why they wouldn't. That's why they will, and it's all about their ego. That's why they will never do any business with me, because they never want to admit they're wrong. As much as working with me, even just saying, Alec, make Axanar and we'll put it on our website. That would mend so many fences with fans, right? They would be heroes for just doing that. They won't do that. They won't do that. They'd rather cut off their nose to spite their face. What are you going to do? But I'm glad Discovery's coming back. Okay, I love Stargate H. Should we on? Where the Spaceballs watch out. Dog Rescue Man. Okay, Dave. Okay, I'm going to talk about Dog Rescue in a minute. In the meantime, Michael S. Carter. Bam! Michael S. Carter says, $100, Michael Weir? I'll match that. Bam! Phaser locked and load. Bam, baby. That's my Michael Carter. God bless you. You are a stud. Okay, wait a second. $100. For $100 super chat, I got to give you guys something. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I'm gonna find something. These are. I got stuff for the puppies. Let's see. What are we gonna do? I'm going to find something for each of you. And then make sure you send me an email. Michael Carter, Mike S. Weir. Michael Weir, I should know your address by heart by now. I send you so much stuff. I'm going to figure something out. And I'm going to send you each something because you guys are on fire. Thank you so much. Bob Flanders, $7.77 super chat. Axanar rocks. Thank you, Mr. Peters. Thank you, Bob Flanders. We appreciate it. I love that number, $7.77. Whatever. Yeah, Pike is great. Space Above and Beyond, we've all talked about it. We love it, right? We know Space Above and Beyond. There's Colonel McQueen's costume there on the left, right next to Garth's. I'm a huge fan of Space Above and Beyond. Let's see what else we got. BSG. Someone mentions BSG. Don't waste your time or energy with the likes of CBS. Yeah, listen, we're making Axanar, which you all love. Jason Tarango. Any relation to Sean Tarango? Real curious about that because we like Sean. He helped design the Ares. Silver Bullet. Big fan of Bob Seger. Yeah, Bob Seger. Bob Seger's awesome. I'm sorry, I'm old. Bob Seger's awesome. Okay, Scott Gavin. Hey, Alec, whatever happened to the last of the Parvo puppies? All right, let's talk real quick. I'm just going to talk real quick about, let's put up the pups post. There's Caramel there on your screen. As many of you know, we tried to save 4 puppies. They were like 4 weeks old from a really shitty shelter in Rio Grande City, Texas. I got them all out. It was like someone posted about them and we had a foster offer and I was like, you go tomorrow and get those. There were 5 of them. You get them and take them to the vet. We'll figure out the rescue later. I'm paying for it. It's on me. And by the time we got there, one of them had passed away. We took the other four to the vets. They had parvo. 3 of them, we spent a lot of money trying to save them. And sadly, and you guys donated, you were awesome. You guys donated like $2,500. God bless. And sadly, all 3 that went to the vet passed away. Caramel, this one here, is for whatever reason, she shaked it off. She felt bad a few days, but man, she was eating up a storm and she was getting, and Susan Chidester, who is our foster mom, who's actually an ER nurse. She was taking amazing care of her and she made it. And so, listen, Trey McElwain, who many of you know from Axanar Comics, Trey is a vet tech, and he consulted with his vets and at the beginning of this whole thing, when we found out they all had parvo, Trey said, look, the doctors say you'll be lucky if one of them survives. And that's exactly what happened. So here's Caramel. And next week, Crystal and I are going down to Texas. We're flying down to Dallas. We're going to see a bunch of dog rescue people and fosters, drive down through San Antonio, and then go to Rio Grande City, and we're picking up Caramel, and we're going to bring her back and foster her until we can find a home for her. It's real important to me. I mean, we put our heart and soul. Believe me, it was crushing when Mocha, the last one, passed. It was crushing. I cried. I really did. And because she was such a little fighter, and that was rough. So yeah, so there's Caramel. Now, next I'll tell you about, we just, 2 days ago, I found out that very same shelter, which houses only has room for 20 dogs. It's a tiny city, so their shelter isn't that big. They were being inspected by the city. And so they decided they were going to euthanize all the dogs in the shelter. They had just gotten, some army guy had been deployed. This is supposedly the story, and dropped off a mother and 10 puppies. Little older than these guys, but 10 puppies. Every one of those puppies, every dog in the shelter, 25 dogs total, was going to be euthanized. And we found this out like a day and a half ago. So the same lady who told us about the puppies that I rescued, we all, the same team, we got together. We started working it. We found the foster who's going to foster one of the last group of puppies. She has a barn. I'm on the phone. I've been working the phones. I've been working, I'll put the link in for you guys. We've been going a mile a minute on this. And the good news is we found fosters. We got 4 rescues working on this. One's taking all the pups, and then the others. Today, the girl went there with a truck and loaded every single dog on that truck, including the 10 little puppies and their mom, and driving them to Dallas for the fosters. So, yeah, so that's what I do. So, like, all of a sudden, people aren't hearing from me, and I'm like, dude, I was like super stressed today. By the afternoon, I'm driving home, and it's like, Claudia's like, I put every last dog. She's like, 3 left. We're putting them in boarding. We'll figure it out. I'm like, fine. We'll raise the money for that. Don't worry. So anyway, That's the latest from Axanar Rescue. We're thinking of calling. Crystal and I talked about it because we reserved the name Chihuahua Ranch because we own Chihuahuas, right? And we're like, oh, that'd be a cute name for a rescue, but we rescue. We're kind of working with all breeds, so I'm like, we need a different name. So we're thinking of either Axanar Dog Rescue, because I have axanar.org, so we could use that URL for Axanar Dog Rescue, or Aries Dog Rescue. Crystal prefers Aries Dog Rescue, so it's not tied to Axanar. I'm totally cool with that. What do you think? What do you guys think? Well, let's name our dog rescue, okay? In the meantime, we rescued a Chihuahua mix last month. Crystal's mom fostered him. He just got placed 2 weeks ago with a family. Just got spayed this week. Freddie, he's a cute little dog. Then last week, Crystal's mom found a stray that's been around her apartment complex for 2 weeks. Picked him up. We took him to the vet and we rehomed him with her neighbor. It was awesome. So this is kind of one of the things we do. Aries, I guess you guys all want Aries Dog Rescue. All right, guys, it is it. We'll have a contest to design the logo for Aries Dog Rescue. You guys are all a part of it. Thank you so much because you guys have been great and we really appreciate it. I couldn't do this without you. A box of spam, $25 super chat. Thank you, sir. My Miranda Reliance ship is busted, but love to support Axanar. Thank you, sir. Thank you. You guys, I don't know. You guys, I am the luckiest man. I swear to God. You guys treat me so well, and another reason I'm so determined to get Axanar done is because of you guys. You guys awe me every week. Oh, Alec, within 5 minutes of Steven and my sharing about the puppies, 3 of my friends also shared it. Way to go, John Tesler. John Tesler, who's part of the Axanar team, who's awesome. I love John. He came down, saw the studio, everything. John is awesome. Thank you, John. You are the man. You know, the Chihuahua Chaparral, that's a great name. Lord Garth Rescue. Yeah, thank you. Dogs in Space. Dave G Sound. It doesn't matter what you name it. It only matters that you're doing it. Thank you. Lynn Marie. Dubert is a great dog organization that transports dogs across the country. People can sign up for. Hey, Lynn, can you email me? I won't remember that. I have nothing to write down. Lynn Marie Pazari, can you email me about Dubert? I want to remember that. We're trying to build as many resources as we can here. Aries, the dog of war. Aries Dog Rescue it is, guys. Caramel needs to be an Axanar lot. Oh my God. That is brilliant. Rod Pruitt, you are a genius. You are a genius. Caramel, there's actually a scene with a dog in Axanar. It's going to be Caramel. I love it. You are the man. That is just such a brilliant thing. Silverbolt says, Alec, you don't treat the fans like crap or treat them evil for not liking something. Listen, don't like whatever you want. Like whatever you want. I don't care. Try not to hate on stuff because I don't think it's a good emotion. I understand people hate Axanar, hate Discovery. There are a couple people that hate Axanar. Yes. Somehow get Porthos name in the rescue, the first dog on Trek. Well, we're 84 years after the end of Enterprise. So even though Jonathan Archer is alive, Porthos sadly would not be. But you'd think that Archer would still have a dog, wouldn't you? Scott Voigt, $25. When in Dallas, sushi's on me if I'm off when you're here. Only for okay. Next Friday, I think. Scott, please touch base with me offline and we will coordinate. We would love to have sushi. Sushi is the official food of Axanar. Kevin King, do you think Gene Roddenberry intended the Klingon Federation tension to be a metaphor for the Cold War? Yeah, I think so. Yes, so I do. So I think I've caught up on the super chats. You guys are awesome. Oh, by the way, why are all the patches up here? Well, we've got to raise money for this next set of puppies. These 10 puppies we just raised. If you want, if you email, you have to pay by PayPal, not by Super Chat, because Super Chat takes 30% of the money. YouTube takes 30% of any Super Chat. But if you want a set of patches here, these are all 14 patches that we have made so far. If you want these patches, it's $100 plus $5 shipping. You PayPal auctions@bratworks.com. and I send you out a set of patches. By the way, there's 2 of you that have not gotten your patches yet because you never gave me your address. I mentioned your names before. If you are on this and you ordered patches and you donated for the puppies, these are all donations, all go to the puppies, and you didn't get your patches, please email me because I've got the envelope sitting full, ready to go with your name on it, but I don't have an address. Yeah, Silver Bullet, if you only want 1 patch, yeah, this is going to the puppies. So send me $10, no push, just $10 straight up, and I'll send you any patch. If you send me $15, I'll send you 2 patches. How's that? That's a good deal. Yeah, so tell me what you want. All the money goes to the puppies, guys. We're not ready. This is not going to Axanar. This is going to the puppies. Okay. Oh, puppies. Okay. Here's something else. Okay. We're gonna have to cut it short because I gotta take out Crystal. But I got these great posters. These are Star Trek. Look at this. Enterprise blueprints. Now they're reproductions. All right. It's done by the crew that built the model to the original Enterprise, and it's signed. Actually signed down there. You see it? These are the guys. Paul Olsen led the team in this recreation. It says Enterprise 1701, Star Trek The Motion Picture, 1979. And it's signed by 4 different members of the model making team. Okay? Yep. It's an amazing blueprint poster. Okay? Signed by 4 members of the build team. I only have 2 of these. Okay? Here's the deal. The 2 of those, that's it. You'll get those 2 to do. What else do we got? So if you want one of those posters, signed by all 4 of the team, that's spectacular. And I'll throw in the Ares blueprint poster. Okay. PayPal me. I will have to get a shipping tube for that, and I will ship it out. If you want those 2 posters, and I will throw in, boom. I will throw in these 2 posters as well. Okay, this is all going to the puppies. $100 plus those are $10 shipping. $110 4 posters. Okay, you have to send it by PayPal. Say mine in the chat. And yes, please, Michael Carter has already said it. Don't worry, Silver Bullet, just PayPal me. And here we go. Here's where you PayPal. And the Michaels claim the posters. Okay, guys. There you go. I'm going to send those. You will get 4 posters each. Okay. You're each going to get 4 posters. And I'm going to save the other. So what else do I have here? Do I have anything else good that I'm going to save? Oh, what is that? Oh, okay. We'll save this for another time. So Michael and Michael owning the evening. Super spectacular. Just donate $200. We just raised $200 for the puppies. Everyone's going to be really excited about that. If you want any of the patches, it's all going to the puppies, guys. $10 for 1, $15 for 2, $20 for 3. How's that? $20 for 3 patches. One time only. Choose the patches. Send it to me in PayPal. Tell me which patches you want and your address. Okay? Oh, plus, give me, I don't know. It's 3 patches. I'll eat the postage. Okay? So is that right? Yeah, 3 patches. Yeah, 3 patches for $20. That's kind of cheap. I said it. I honor my word. All right, so that's it. Star Trek. Listen, I'm happy for season 3. I'm looking forward to seeing episodes 6 and 7. We will talk about episodes 6 and 7 next week on Real Trek. Now we may not have a show next week because I'll be in Dallas with the puppies. And you never know how the internet is going to be at a hotel. So I will let you guys know we may postpone Real Trek or cancel it for next week. But stay tuned because we're gonna have to do a special fundraiser. We'll do like a telethon to raise money for the puppies. I'm gonna pull out all sorts of stuff. It will be like the Axanar garage sale for the puppies. Oh, Scott. Scott, listen, if you don't use PayPal, you can Cash App me if you have the Cash App. There's another way to do it, Venmo or something, I forget. Anyway, I take money all sorts of ways. It's all going to the puppies. Grapple Hooker says, I wish I could support with cash, but Brexit is going to ruin me. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that, dude. Listen, also, if you want to look up Chihuahua Ranch, it is our rescue page right now. Now we're going to create a new one that's going to be Aries Dog Rescue. But right now, look up Chihuahua Ranch and like it and follow us. And there's going to be, listen, someone... Crystal was the one who had this brilliant idea yesterday. She's like, it's Aries Dog Rescue, and every time we have a dog, we're going to name it after a Star Trek character. I was like, oh my God, that is brilliant. That's exactly what we're going to do. Right? So, Kevin King, your first Axanar live chat. Well, thank you, Kevin. Glad you came here. Thank you so much. It was great to have you. How do I get, Val, how do I get a shirt? Let me know your size, Val. Send me an email. Let me know your size. The t-shirts are, I think they're $30 postpaid. We've said in the past. So let me know your size. Just send us the $30 via that includes shipping via PayPal. Put your name and your address and your size. What I'll do is I'll find because women's shirts, if you want a woman's shirt, we have a little less flexibility because we didn't make as many, because let's face it, most of the fans are guys. But get in contact with me. I will get you whatever you want, Val. No, not a problem whatsoever. Yeah, please go back and look at the JG chat. Go back and watch the Paul Jenkins chat, because Paul is on fire. Since that 2-hour chat this week on Monday, Paul Jenkins is on fire. He is so fired up to do Axanar. I got to tell you, DKG Custom, two Great British Pounds super chat. I got paid. It sucks in VFX. Hey man, £2 British sterling. Thank you. Listen, it's the thought that counts. And dude, you're the man. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Like to convert it to Lightwave for you. Yeah. Yeah. Tobias did everything in Maya, is what he did. Yes, old code will ever. Yeah, we're going to be pointing out who's making the Axanar models, because we don't sell them anymore. Because we're not allowed to sell we're not allowed to sell Star Trek related merchandise. And although I certainly could argue with them, well, it's not Star Trek related. I mean, you have no IP in the USS Aries. I'd rather not deal with their nonsense. Yes, so there's going to be lots of Axanar this year. Now that Paul Jenkins is all fired up and we're rewriting the 30-minute script. He just like a few minor rewrites he wants to do on it, and then the full script is getting a major rewrite from him. Him and I together. He wants me to go through the process. He's going to teach the process. So anyway, there's so much coming up. I'm really excited about it. I hope you're really excited about it. Thank you so much. Listen, I've got to go. I've got to take Crystal out to dinner. For those of you that were here, thank you so much. As always, you guys are the best. I love you. I love you guys. And we're going to start. I'm going to start having more. DKG. Yeah, DKG. I'm supposed to. We were talking about doing VFX work. Email me again, because your email is in my inbox, but there's literally 300 emails in my inbox. So email me again and let's chat. You're in Vegas, right? I think I remember that. Let's definitely talk. Wait till you see what we have planned this year. It's all starting. And now the storyboards are going. Paul Jenkins is into it. We've got momentum, guys. Aries Digital will be out soon. We're going to start shipping patches. The bridges get inching closer. I'm going to have Dana Wagner on. He's going to start next week, and we're going to talk about patches too. So okay. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time and your effort. Thank you for coming here every Monday and Friday nights at 9. I enjoy doing it. I enjoy doing the show, and you guys are amazing. Special call out tonight for Michael Weir and Michael Carter, two amazing fans, amazing donors who've kept things going here. And I mean, all that money, I assume you're both the Medicis on the Patreon campaign. Thank you so much. You've done wonders. You do wonders for this show. It all goes. Listen, all the money we're raising, it's either going to the studio or it's going to the puppies, one or the other. Okay, and we appreciate everything because we're out working, we're out doing stuff. I don't want all my money going into the studio. I like to spend some money on Axanar. So when you guys start carrying that through your Patreon donations and through watching our YouTube channel and driving that, it helps us immensely. And thank you. What can I say? I love you guys. I come here every week and you guys lift my spirits and you make me feel good about what we're doing. And we want to return that to you. Once again, I think it's always funny when, you hear some idiot on the internet who heard something on the internet. It was like, oh, you're never going to make Axanar. You're a scam artist. And I'm like, oh, fucking idiots. As my Greek mother used to say, oh, Thamo. It's just, it's amazing. People don't bother. We put out so much content about what we're doing. If you're one of those idiots who think we're here to just jerk you around, then yeah, just go, leave. I got all these cool people that want to talk about what we're doing. We're going to keep releasing stuff for you. We're going to keep showing you what we're doing. We're going to expand this Axanar universe. We got Trey McElween making a comic. We've got Jonathan Lane doing a comic. We've got short stories coming out. We've got, not by us, fans are doing, like literally fan fiction of fan fiction. How awesome is that? Has that ever happened before? You guys are amazing, and we're going to share this all for you. Michael Escar, thanks, Alec. You're the best. Keep up the good fight, brother. Now go take your lovely Ada. Enjoy your evening. Have a great weekend. I'm going to do that. Thank you so much. Live long and prosper, my friends. Peace and long life. We will see you on Monday. Axanar Confidential, 9 o'clock. Oh, and before I have to listen to Jonathan Lane beat me over the head again, go to the Patreon campaign, Aries Studios. Please join. We would love to have you on board. All sorts of exclusives. We're going to have this weekend, we're going to have an exclusive video chat that only people on the Patreon will have access to. All sorts of insights going on there that aren't happening anywhere else. So thank you very much. Okay, guys, I am out. You take care, and we will see you on Axanar Confidential on Monday. Take care.